high water levels may affect breeding.
And a worry then as far as nesting birds are concerned for you?
Yeah, I mean, the water levels have got a lot deeper, so the types of birds that would live on here, it might be too deep for them to feed. I mean, also we've got 2 nesting islands that are permanent ones.
Right.
I mean, the black-headed gulls and Arctic terns nest on them, and they're not, like, underwater now, non-existent.
It's not just this park that's been struggling with flooding. Sadly, it seems extreme weather is becoming more and more frequent. The extraordinary storm of '87 will live long in the memory, but in recent years we've seen more devastation at home and natural disasters abroad. So we sent Tom in search of some answers.
So is the exceptional rainfall and widespread flooding we've seen in recent years just part of a natural cycle we can expect to die away again? Or is it the new normal? To help me answer that question, I'm meeting weather forecaster and friend of Countryfile, John Hammond. Good morning,
Hello,
John.
Tom. Welcome to my open-air, rather wobbly 3D weather studio.
Well, those BBC economies are really ready to bite.
You said that, not me.
So how does this help us to understand what happened this winter?
One factor we think which was behind this event this winter was actually El Nino, the other side of the world, the heating of the tropical Pacific. And we know that that heating actually affects the behaviour of the jet stream. The jet stream meanders around the northern hemisphere. It's very important for our weather. And it was those winds which brought up a lot of warm, moist air from the tropics and headed in our direction along this atmospheric river, generating a lot of cloud up through the Irish Sea. And as it hit the high ground here in Cumbria, that air was forced to rise. And if you lift moist air, it condenses and it cools and it produces colossal amounts of rain. Over 1 metre of rain this December in parts of Cumbria.
So with climate change, are we likely to see this kind of weather more often?
That's a really hard question to answer. It's a challenge for climate scientists, but certainly we think that with a warmer planet, warm air can hold more moisture. In fact, if you raise the temperature by 1 degree, it can hold 6% more moisture. So these atmospheric rivers coming up towards us will contain more moisture, and these extreme winter rainfall events are likely, we think, with a warmer planet, to become more extreme.
But this kind of extreme weather is often described as a 1-in-100-year event. So how come we're seeing it so regularly?
It's a bit like rolling a dice.
Okay.
Come over here to the snow patch. Statistically, you'd expect that 6 to come up every 6th throw, but it doesn't. It's a bit like the weather. You know, a 1-in-100-year event is a long-term average. The reality is that these events can crop up, you know, in quick succession and then nothing happens at all. What we do think that is with a warmer world, in a sense, the dice are loaded towards those more extreme events happening more often.
So could these more frequent flooding events be the new normal?
Well, that's the challenge for climate scientists. We think with a warmer climate, the odds are shortening, but we don't know what they're shortening to yet. More research is needed, yeah.
So it could become more often than 1-in-100, but we don't know what the new figure is.
Yeah, 1 in what? That's the challenge.
With the possibility of more frequent bad weather, we need to carefully plan ahead for the protection of our wild species.